Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? A really gorgeous evening here in Carlsbad, California. First part of September. It's very warm this time of year. My son was in the ocean today. Said it was just like a bathtub. So a really nice place to be right now. If you ever make it to Carlsbad, please look me up. I'd love to talk with you, and maybe we can go out and grab something to eat together. I'd enjoy that very much. I've had a few people do that with me already. I've had a few people look me up here in Carlsbad, and we've had a little bit of opportunity to meet a few people that watch the videos. So anyway, my name is Kent. Channel is EOS San Diego, and I talk about the blockchain, mainly the EOS blockchain. And I want to talk a little bit tonight about Challenge, because we are in Google Play. We're currently one of the few applications that up and running and built and actually fully functional on the blockchain. And we're real proud of that. And we also, as I noticed tonight, we're probably getting close to being an Apple too, because I noticed if you go to the Challenge.io website and you click on the App Store, the graphics changed. And I think, you know, they're always slow to respond to us, but I think we're getting to where they're getting real close to, we're real close to being in the App Store too, with our third and final version of the Google Play, the Challenge application. And this will be the first time I get a chance to use it while it's on mainnet, because I don't have an Android. I have an Apple iPhone, so we haven't been able to play, although we've been playing with other people with the Challenge application by using their phone, but I haven't actually done it with my own phone because I have an Apple phone. So this is exciting for me to see us get ready to launch in the App Store. And hopefully that will happen very soon. Like I say, I noticed that the graphic has changed in the App Store. We're a different graphic. It's telling you that it's I can't remember exactly what it says, but you don't see the old graphic anymore like you did. So hopefully that's getting ready to update very soon. So that's a good thing. And also price. Challenge price is up very good, very high. It's doing well. EOS still struggling, I think, to break $3.50, or maybe it is a little bit over $3.50. I haven't checked for a little bit. Hopefully prices will go much better with Bitcoin going up. But what I want to talk about tonight is I want to talk about something that I don't particularly care to talk about, and something that, you know, to me, I talk about the blockchain every night. I know the blockchain is the future. I know it's very exciting at times to be here with the blockchain at this point, but I still continue to hear about people that have lost a sizable amount of EOS because somebody has stolen their accounts. And I've talked to somebody tonight about this. Very nice guy, named Roberto. I feel really, really bad that this has happened. He's lost a sizable amount of EOS, and he's also lost quite a few of the, I think he had Karma tokens, and he had, of course, a lot of Challenge tokens. That's why he called me. He was hoping maybe we could do something for him. And, you know, unfortunately, not a lot people can do for that. I mean, and really what adds insult to injury is when you see the people moving the tokens around, and then you see them on the exchange, and, you know, you see that they're getting ready to, you probably sell the tokens. So when you see that, it's really difficult because nobody can stop it and nobody can do anything about it. And it's even getting worse than it was a while back, because now we've got decentralized exchanges. When Binance was around, or when you do it on a Binance, I have seen people recover some money from Binance and a few other centralized exchanges, especially if they can stop the transaction. That's one of the remedies you have if you ever lost your account. But that's a difficult thing to deal with, and it's difficult for me to hear. That's part of the blockchain. I don't really, you know, I wish it wasn't this way. I wish there would have been a way for this to work out so that people could have had an opportunity to have some delayed time, or some time where they could actually intervene and keep somebody from stealing their cryptocurrency. I think that was originally the plan. I think that there's some people that didn't want to do this. They didn't want to have to be responsible for this, so I don't think it continued. So obviously everybody's always looking to find a way out if somebody doesn't mess us up, or somebody just kind of makes a mistake, of which we all do, and I think that's kind of what happened. So anyway, I feel really bad about this, and I wanted to bring it up because it really does hurt the whole community when somebody like this, that's really honest, has worked hard and done everything correct, loses their cryptocurrency and a good percentage of their work and time and effort and all this. So anyway, that's a difficult thing to hear, and I don't like hearing it. I wish there was something I could do. And I'm not going to go into how you lose your crypto, because there's a number of ways that can happen. You got to be very, very careful on the blockchain. It's very unforgiving. You got to be careful about certain sites. I'm not going to mention them, but be careful about it. Don't do certain things on the blockchain. It's like I say, very, very unforgiving if something does happen. And the other thing too, I'm starting to notice quite a bit, is a lot of people are quick to tell you there's nothing you can do. I mean, there's very little support, very little help. And nobody, you always think, wow, there's somebody can maybe stop this, or, it hasn't happened yet. I can see that it's in somebody else's account. I can see us on an exchange. Nobody has sold it yet. Maybe there's some way of intervening and stopping it, but it's difficult to do. The other thing is just a small thing, but I would highly recommend that you do your, or actually do your activity on an Apple, like a Mac, as opposed to PCs. I noticed PCs are very easier, not very easy, but easier to get malware. They seem to be more susceptible to viruses. So if you are into cryptocurrencies and you want to be a little bit, protect yourself just a little bit better, I would highly recommend getting a Mac computer or doing something with the Apple as opposed to a PC. So it's just a little thing, and I know a lot of people will complain because a lot of people like PCs. I used to be a PC guy, but I think that the Apple is a better solution for keeping the viruses off your computer. And you got to be so careful, because it's easy for somebody to take over. And once they do, there's very little you can do about it. So once again, we've had somebody lose lots of EOS, a lot of tokens, a lot of the airdrop tokens that they had accumulated over a few years, and there's nothing much anybody can do about it. And also, I was going to say, if anybody has a solution of a way you can recover cryptocurrency, please let me know. Go to Safeguard EOS and drop a line, or just hit me up on the comments or something like that. To see if there's anybody that's ever gone through this. I know those people have gone through this before. I've talked to quite a few of them. And like I said, the only people I've ever known that get anything back is through a centralized exchange. So if there's any other ways people have that they think they may be able to help out, let me know. And I'm not going to say too much more, because there's a few things I'd like to say, but I'm not going to say them on my channel. It just is not productive. It's just not productive to say a few things that they don't agree with. Not everybody agrees with everything, so that's just the way it is. But there's a few things I would definitely like to see changed, if at all possible. And I'm going to keep, people, you want to know what I really think, hit me up on a private chat, and I'll tell you what I really think. Let me tell you what I think from a private chat. And I've been through experiences with several people who have lost significant amounts of EOS, and it's always troubles me, because I don't like to see anybody ripped off or stolen it from, and then have everybody just turn a blind eye. And then I also don't like the fact that when somebody does that, it's it seems like they just get away with it without any repercussion. No law enforcement. Nobody on the space does anything. Nobody in the space does anything. It's just it's something that people just get away with. And I think it happens a lot. And I think when it does happen, people are afraid to say anything. So I think there should have been some better remedies in play, and we shouldn't have, it shouldn't have changed. There should be some responsibility for some people that are making financial rewards from the blockchain to keep this from happening. There should be some responsibility. That's always been my point of view. And if you, like I said, you want to hit me up in a private chat and ask me what I really think, I'll be happy to talk to you. I'm not going to do it on a public YouTube channel. But yeah, I've got some views about this and some thoughts I'd like to put out there. But like I say, it's not productive. It's not going to help anybody to complain about what isn't going to help people that have lost EOS or people who have lost other tokens. So once again, someone's lost a lot of EOS. I appreciate them contacting me because I want to know. I want to know. So if you've lost EOS, tell me. Call me. Hit me up on chat or drop me some sort of telegram. I'd like to know what's going on. They asked us if we could do anything as far as locking up the challenge tokens that they lost, and really there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. It's on a blockchain, and there's no way we can reverse it or take it back. So, kind of is what it is. And like I say, it was a difficult phone call to take, difficult phone call to listen to. This person is going through a lot of anguish and a lot of regret, and feels real bad about it. And they've actually kind of felt like there's nothing they can do. So, and that's the way that's the way it is. So, like I said, there's a few things about this I don't really care for. I don't like phone calls like I got tonight. And I just want to tell everybody, you got to be extremely careful. And you got to be careful with certain sites. And you got to be careful you're on the site you think you are. There's a lot of fake sites out there that will make you think you're someplace that you're not on. And you got to be so careful. And there's a lot of sites. You got to be very careful where you're at and what you're doing. And like I say, it helps to have an Apple computer. And don't ever put your private key online. Don't ever put it online. Keep it in cold storage. Don't ever hit it online, and be very careful. And also the other thing too is staking doesn't help. People can unstake if they take over your account. They have permission to do whatever they want to do with it. They can unstake it. So that doesn't really help you out much. Anyway, kind of a bummer. I don't really like talking about it, but I do think it needs to be spoken of. I think people need to know. I think people need to know it still happening, and it happens every day. Probably not so much to people that have a lot of EOS, but maybe even smaller amounts. They lose their EOS in this way. So please be careful. Like I say, if you do have some problem in this area, please give me a call. I'd like to hear about it. And if you want to put your information or whatever app, whatever you want to put on, and you got to be another thing. You got to be very careful, because when you start telling people that you've lost EOS or other airdrops or other tokens, a lot of people will try to hit you up and scam you from Telegram. So you got to be real careful with that. So be real careful. Just caution. Be caveat emptor, I think is what the word is. It's Latin for buyer beware. Be very careful. Be careful what you do with your EOS. Be careful what you do with your airdrops. Be careful what you do with your tokens, because it's not fun to see somebody else hold the tokens that you work so hard for, and then be able to do whatever they want with them right before your very eyes by watching the account on EOS Flare or any other block explorer. So anyway, please be careful. I hate to hear these stories, and it troubles me, and I don't like them. I don't like to hear this kind of stuff, and I'm hoping that somehow there's some solution in the future for it. I appreciate you watching. Thank you.